It's Wednesday, March 4, and this is your Barbados Today Evening News Update. Barbados is likely to fall short of its commitment to tackle childhood obesity by 2025. That's the concern of members of the Barbados Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition on this World Obesity Day. At a news conference, President of the Healthy Caribbean Coalition, Professor Sir Trevor Hassel, warned that childhood obesity was driving the high prevalence of amputations, strokes, and other non-communicable diseases, and there's need for urgent action.
The sad thing, however, is that at latest assessment, and I stress this, Barbados is showing a 1% chance of meeting the goal of reducing or halting childhood obesity by the year 2025. So we've got a 1% chance of achieving this objective. Now, the level of concern about childhood obesity is so significant that the World Health Organization recently produced a report of the Commission of Ending Childhood Obesity, in which emphasis was placed on the need for government-led policies, and I wish to stress that point, together with public education and action.
The coalition called on the government to put policies in place to tackle the problem and appealed to the private sector to engage in pro-health business practices. Youth Technical Advisor Pierre Cook stressed that students must have access to healthier options at schools, saying they were under pressure to eat healthy.
Or school meals, what's provided in secondary schools particularly. Our foods are highly processed. We get the options of chips, fried chicken, baked chicken, little to no vegetables, and water is never the first option. Marketing in schools is also another issue. Now before, schools were an area where children were protected from these predatory marketing practices. When you went to school, it was to learn for a wholesome environment. Now today, we're being targeted by these companies to market these products to us, and they're never healthy products. They're always highly processed products, are not the best for our health. So essentially, what we're being placed in a situation to do is pick our poison. Because we're in this environment, we don't have healthy options, and then the only marketing we receive are from companies who do not protect our best interests.
Government will proceed with plans to build a new geriatric hospital at the National Botanical Gardens at Codrington, St. Michael. Word of this for Environment and National Beautification Minister Trevor Prescott as he made his presentation during debate on the 2020 to 2021 estimates today. Back in January, government had announced plans to demolish the existing geriatric hospital at Beccles Road, St. Michael.
We have plans ahead of constructing a geriatric hospital on the eastern side of the land that we're now developing. I don't know the exact size of the land space there, but looking at it, it looks as though it's equally as large as the one that we already occupy. It probably would be very good if we can have that form of alternative energy to use in the gardens to supply the required electricity to the new geriatric hospital there.
Health authorities today imposed quarantine measures for travelers from Iran and sections of northern Italy. With immediate effect, all arriving passengers who have been in Iran and 3 districts in northern Italy, including Lombardy and Verona, will be required to report to Port Health at points of entry. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Kenneth George says these passengers will be interviewed by Port Health officers and sent to mandatory quarantine. The areas identified have also been added to the list of places to which non-essential travel should be avoided.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
To regional news now, Guyana's President David Granger this evening appealed for calm as the country awaits the declaration of official results from the Guyana Elections Commission expected tomorrow. So far, the commission has declared 8 out of 10 regions, and the People's Progressive Party appears to be in the lead. Here's an update from the newsroom in Guyana.
President David Granger moments ago addressed supporters here and asked them to remain calm. He also asked them to await the official declaration of results by the Guyana Elections Commission. The president in his address did not declare victory on behalf of his party, but he repeatedly urged his to remain calm and await the official declaration of results by the Guyana Elections Commission. The president did say that the tabulation process is continuing, and his party will await the outcome of that process. Already, GCOM has declared results in 8 of the 10 regions. The APNU is seen leading 2 of those regions, while the opposition People's Progressive Party is leading in 6 of those regions.
On the international front, Italy has confirmed that it will shut all schools from tomorrow for 10 days as it battles to contain the coronavirus outbreak. And all professional sports, including the Serie A football matches, will be played behind closed doors for a month. A total of 107 people have now been killed by the coronavirus in Italy, which has the most serious outbreak in Europe.
Prime Minister Conte said on Wednesday that his country's health system was at risk of being overwhelmed. Over 100 have died and 3,000 infected in that country. But in addition to the school closings, a draft decree seen by Reuters, if enacted, would go much further. The government is prepared to effectively ban public events altogether. Movie theaters, sports, any event that doesn't allow people to keep at least 1 meter distance from each other. The document, which is still under consideration, would also ask Italians to avoid physical contact, such as hugging each other or shaking hands. So far, coronavirus has been mostly contained to the country's north, where many towns have been put into effective quarantine and daily life has been disrupted. And Italy's economy is suffering. The tourism sector is especially hard hit. By one industry estimate, it could lose 32 million customers between now and May. Earlier this week, Rome said it was considering a spending program to protect its shaky economy.
And that's news. But for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.